نكمل القصيدة. وصلنا I should have shall I say I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows. I have been a pair of ragged clothes scattering across the floors of silent seas. هنا الكاتب الكلمة دي is as if he's talking about other people who are just like him, who are they are lonely. He's saying, will I talk to a woman and say that I came from narrow streets, lonely streets, where lonely men, just like a proof rock, lonely men, so of lonely men, just like a proof rock, lean out of windows, watching life, and they go by but not taking part in it. أنا راح أروح أقول لهم أنا جاي من مكان ب there narrow streets and shabby establishments where lonely men are just watching from their windows. He should have been nothing. He should have been nothing more than crab clothes. Crab الذي قال نفسه كأنما كان بحري. I should have been a pair of ragged clothes scattering across the floors of silent seas. هذا ينقد نفسه يدين نفسه. قدام للنفس. He should have been nothing more than crab clothes in the depths of silent seas. Frog reduces himself again to a kind of animal, lived in alone and shattered at the bottom of dark seas. He's just comparing himself to a kind of sea creature, and this sea creature lives actually in the bottom of the ocean, at the bottom of the ocean. So he's comparing himself. يعني كأنما يقول لو الله خلقني كذا حيوان ولا أني أقول هاي العبارة إنه أنا lonely and I'm coming from certain place. اللي بعدها says and would it have been worth it after all, after the cups, the marmalade, the tea, among the porcelain, among some talk of you and me, would it have been worthwhile to have bitten off the matter with a smile, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question, to say, I'm a Lazarus, come from the dead, come back to tell you all, I shall tell you all. If one settling a pillow by her head, should I say, that is not what I meant at all, that is not at all. إننا اللي نشوفها يمكن تقارن would it have been worth it for the speaker, for the prologue, while drinking tea to try to make a kind of connection with one of the women? Is it worth يعني هل هي مثلا تستحق إنه I'm talking to a woman? Is it worth to talk to a woman? Would it have been worth it to raise it from his lifeless life? Do I dare to engage in a conversation with woman only to have her criticize him or reject him? To say I'm just like a Lazarus coming from the dead. يقارن نفسه إنه مثل شخصية لازارus وهذا الشخصيات الحقيقية. They are just like as if he's saying I'm dead just like a kind of Lazarus. So I have no necessity to communicate, to engage in a conversation with a woman. So it's not worth. Wouldn't have been worth to talk to a woman. كمل هنا. No, I'm not Prince Hamlet. I'm not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. Am I intended Lord? When that will do, this will of progress start the scene or two. Advise the prince, no doubt an easy tool. The friendship lad to be of use. Politic, cautious, meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse. At times indeed, almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. Nana the Blue Frog is comparing himself to Prince Hamlet. Hamlet هي إحدى المسرحيات اللي كتبها شكسبير and هاي الشخصية هاملت من الشخصيات المشهورة of being indecision وكان يعني غير حاسم. هاملت من الشخصيات اللي كتبها شكسبير والده انقتل، فظل طول المسرحية إنه ما يتخذ قرار بخصوص مثلا بخصوص إنه ياخذ نقول حقه revenge، ينتقم. فظل متردد، فوش يقول إنه دا يقارن نفسه، دا يبالغ إنه say I'm not Prince Hamlet. I'm not Prince Hamlet in his own indecision. I'm better than him. But in fact he is not. Hamlet is better than him. Nor was meant to be. He's the protagonist, Hamlet's the protagonist of Shakespeare's Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. Both of them, they are actually indecisive, but a frog lacks the majesty, actually. He's lacks the majesty and charisma and etiquette of Hamlet. So he reduces himself again to the part, he's again reduces himself to the part of a fool, shrinking himself down from the heroic stature that he has built up in the previous two stanzas, that of Lazarus and Prince Hamlet are romantic and worthy, and there is speaking his mind to fraction of himself to his former self. So here at the beginning he compares himself to the Lazarus. He's one of the greatest characters in history, and he is called one of the kings. Here he's comparing himself with Hamlet, Prince Hamlet, and he's saying that I'm not just like Hamlet, and I'm good, and I'm not indecisive as Hamlet. But when it comes at the end, he's just returning himself to a fool. See, and almost at times the fool, at times indeed and almost ridiculous. He's criticizing himself, saying I'm fool. Say Proof Rock say he's criticizing himself that he's fool. Now, I grow old. الستازة بعدها I grow old هذا repetition. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. التعبير تبدل الكلمات I grow old I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. Shall I part my hair behind? Do I dare to eat a peach? I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk upon the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing each to each. I don't think they will sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward in the waves, combing the white hair of waves blown back. And when the wind blows the water white and black, we have lingered in the chambers of the sea, by seagulls wreathed with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us and we drown. The last stanza الأخيرة القصيدة مالتنا. The speaker comes to the conclusion. عادة تكون الخاتمة مالت القصيدة بالأخير هي توضح يعني the statement, the last statement of the poet as well as the speaker. The speaker, Proof Rock, realizes that the time is passing. That's why he said I grow old. يعني هو بالأخير وصل إلى قناعة إنه أنا الوقت مو قاعد. البداية كان يقول أنا أنا عندي وقت، أنا ممكن عندي أفكر، وممكن عندي وقت كثير يلا أتكلم. هسه صار يتكلم لا, the perspective is different. He's talking about time as if he's realizing that time is passing, and he's not catching the time. He's not catching the train actually. Time is passing and he's growing old. And since he's old, he cannot talk to women. However, he's not like other men he's just like other men who is going through a middle-aged crisis. So he considers things which might change his appearance. He considers things that he might think that they might change his appearance, and they might, for example, if try to fake his appearance, just like say I shall part my hair behind. يعني هاي كيف إنه أسوي شعري، كيف I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. The young men who are doing that, so he constantly changing his lifestyles, he's constantly changing clothes. Once more he shrinks away of the challenge of speaking his mind, of speaking to the women, and he continues to destroy his own fledgling self-confidence by creating an imagery in the reader's mind so absurd. So he just makes himself fun. He just makes himself absurd that we as readers perhaps start to share in his own view of himself. Once more, there is the presence of women unattainable woman. So the picture here of woman, as if we are talking about kind of women who are unattainable. unattainable ما ممكن واحد ممكن يحصل أحيانا يتكلم عن نساء لا يمكن مثلا واحد إنه يتكلم معه. They are unattainable women, and this case symbolized by Mary Maid. Mary Maid اللي هي أنا يعني poor Mary Maids. I have here the Mary Maids. I have here the Mary Maids singing to each to each. I have here the Mary Maids singing to each. They are not singing to proof rock. They are singing to each other. You see, in this case, symbolized by Mary Maids with the power to ruin the proof rock's entire world, and there is the image of proof rock viewing himself now miserable. Now, proof rock here is not. If you see the image of proof rock, here is proof rock is not Hamlet, he's not Lazarus. Prufrock here is a kind of miserable old white flannel man, white flannel wearing trousers. He is reduced to inactivity that is rendered throughout the poem in such a way that he wonders, say, the last question, do I dare to eat a peach? You see here that الصورة النهائية للقصيدة إنه يوضح إنه السبيكر إنه أنا بعد ما عندي وقت، أنا أكبر بالعمر يعني يعني ما عندي ذاك الوقت، وأنا مو أنا مو برنس هاملت، أنا مو كينج لازاروس، أنا مو هؤلاء، أنا شخص أختلف كبير بالعمر، دا أكبر بالعمر، وأحاول إنه بالأخير أحاول ممكن إنه إذا أغير من ملابسي مظهر تسريح الشعر يصير shall I part my hair behind do I dare to eat a peach. هكذا يعني كلمة فد actions معين خاصة the young people بالشباب، وأنا بدي أسويها أتذكر إنه أكون أنا أرجع أيام عمري، لكن بالأخير say I have here the mermaid singing to each يعني هذا الكلام يعني إذا أقوله كلمة مو يمي، الكلام هذا مو صحيح. حتى الميرميدز حور mermaids they are talking to each other, they are not talking to me. I don't think they will sing to me. I don't think ما راح يكون كلام مسموع. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves blowing back. When the wind blows the water whitening back, we have lingered in the chambers of the sea. We have lingered on the chambers of the sea as if we are sitting behind. We are sitting behind. We are not in the front stages. We're leaning behind. We are not doing what we are supposed to do. قصيدة لهنا تنتهي، صارت 3 تسجيلات، واللي راح ارفعها، وان شاء الله اللي عنده سؤال خليه يسأل. قصيدة نوعا ما طويلة لكن هي مهمة، هي أول قصيدة راح تكون أدخل بالفصل الثاني. شكرا جزيلا.